A few weeks ago, Reverend Kathy McFain gave me a call and asked if I'd be like to preach here today, and I of course said yes, and I'd be really happy to do that. And I have to admit I was sort of intimidated by the thought. And so a few weeks ago, I came out and I attended services here, and I watched Kathy preach, and then I was really intimidated. She set the bar really high, and then I did find it really reassuring that she was talking about compassion, and particularly when people really mess up, then it's really important to show them a lot of compassion and mercy. And so I think it's really important to keep that message in mind as I go forward here. What I want to talk about is what I've experienced over the last 5 years in attending 80 different services here in Sacramento, all different kinds, from Methodist, Episcopalian, Luther, Moss, Jewish service, Capital Christian Center, Latter-day Saints, and what I've learned from that experience and why I've done it, and hopefully what insights I have in terms of faith groups here in Sacramento. And let me tell you about the path. I'm the CEO and publisher of 3 alternative papers, the Sacramento News Review, the Reno News Review, and the Chico News Review. I've been doing it for 33 years. In March of 2002, we were discussing at the News Review how we were going to cover the anniversary of September 11th. We knew that it would be a major kind of event in America. It would be really a time of reflection, and we wanted to do something unique with the paper. We really didn't know how, particularly because there would be obviously a lot of competition for that. And at that time, I had already become tired of seeing planes hit the skyscrapers and people running away in terror. I thought there was no way to remember this event and how it affected America. And I had remembered on the afternoon of September 11th, Capital Public Radio played Amazing Grace by Judy Collins. And as opposed to the planes hitting the skyscrapers, which made me feel more in terror and kind of anxious, that music really came to soothe me and comfort me and meant a lot. And so I was attending church at Trinity Episcopal Church, and as I was leaving, I thought, well, we should do an interfaith music event. We should bring, just as the events of September 11th that touched all different people in different religions, cultures here in America, is that we should come together as a community on that night and celebrate each other's music and be comforted by that, as opposed to see planes hitting skyscrapers. So impulsively, I rented out Memorial Auditorium for the anniversary of September 11th. That's a pretty rash move, and the next day I woke up and I realized I had absolutely no idea who was going to play or how I was going to pay for it. Now, I've been married for a long time, and this is, I think, the first time I did something really dumb before I figured out before my wife did, which anyway, so I now had to go figure out who was going to play, and so I called up Greg Walker at the St. Francis House who I knew, and asked him if he knew of some places that had really good music. And so that sent me on Odyssey. If I could share a couple of experiences. So he sent me over to this church in West Sacramento, this Russian church, where the service was all in Russian and the choir was unbelievably good. And I'm sitting in the pews and I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. And there's 90,000 Russian Protestants in Sacramento, and I don't know a single one. And what a glimpse into their culture when I did that. I went over to Spiritual Life Center over here, and phenomenal music, great congregation, really innovative. And one other experience I'd like to share with you is my daughter, who was 10 at that time, we went over to St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church, which is a large congregation over in Oak Park. And so we parked at the end of the parking lot, and we're walking up to the church. And my daughter looks around and asks me, are we going to be the only white people here? And I don't know. And then she asked me, well, Dad, do they want us to come? And I said, well, yeah, I'm sure they want us to come, just like we want African Americans to come to our church. And then, we keep walking a little further, and she goes, Dad, have you ever been to an African American church? And I said, no, I haven't. And then she gives me this look like, oh, half my DNA comes from this guy. So, we go into this church, and then immediately this man comes, walking up really fast to me, and he then goes, let me straighten your tie. I want you to look really nice coming in. And knowing how I do that makes sense. And so then we go in and we sit down, and the choir was unbelievably good. Reverend Williams is just this dramatic, phenomenal preacher, and people were so nice to us, helping us through the prayer book, etc. The service ends with this large African American woman kind of embracing my daughter. She disappears momentarily, and then comes out me, and like from that moment on, it was like I felt, I'm really on to something in terms of really understanding Sacramento, really understanding what exists here, and being excited about being here, just a number of people, and being so warmly welcomed, just like I was here when I attended a few weeks ago. And so, we were putting this event on Memorial, and it was just bringing the different religious groups together. It was just this phenomenal experience. And then, as you know, if you know Kathy and other people, other religious group leaders, you know how manipulative they are. And so, they say, well, Jeff, this is really great. You brought us together here, and you're doing this event. I say, yes, it is. And then they go, we can't stop here. And I said, what do you mean? It's like, well, we're enjoying being here. We should just keep doing this. Why don't we do Habitat houses together? Which was not my intent. And but they won. And so we started we made a benefit for Habitat, and then we moved the event over to Madawi, and we've really helped change what's happened at Habitat over the last 5 years, with the interfaith community leading the way. We've increased the number of Habitat homes that we're building here in Sacramento from basically 1 a year up to 11. And we're doing it in this incredible interfaith way. We're having seats, Latter-day Saints build a house together, Trinity, Episcopal Church, and the Center for Praise Ministry, which Alfred Margaret Cosmo House together, and have done it with building fellowship and understanding by regular Christians, wonderful homes for people. And it's been this great experience. And